Good morning, everyone. The part 6 of the lesson equilibrium is acid base concept. So, long before the development of modern chemistry, attempts have been made to explain about the acids and the bases. The earlier definitions were based mainly on the observable properties such as, that is, the taste and their effect on the other substances. This is the older definition of the acid or the bases. But according to the earlier view, acids were the substances that tasted sour. So sour substances are termed as an acid, or change the color of the litmus paper from blue to red. The substance which change the color of litmus paper from blue to red, or which is soluble in water and react with the certain metal to give the hydrogen gas, this that was the definition of the acid. And if we were talking about the bases, so the bases were the substances that tasted bitter, they have a soapy feeling or soapy touch, and they change the color of the litmus paper from red to blue, and they neutralize the acid. This was the definition of the bases. But in 1884, Arrhenius, a Swedish chemist, proposed a new theory of the acid and bases known as the Arrhenius concept of acids and bases. In 1884, Arrhenius gave the new concept for the acid and the bases, and this was known as the Arrhenius concept of acid and bases. But nowadays there are three main concepts. We have three theories regarding acids and bases, and among these three theories, the first one is Arrhenius concept of acid and bases, given by Arrhenius. So according to the Arrhenius concept, now this concept of acid and base was given by the Arrhenius. That's why it is known as the Arrhenius concept of acids and bases. So according to the Arrhenius concept, an acid, first of all we are talking about the acid. An acid is a substance which dissociate means broken down, which dissociate in aqueous solution. Aqueous solution means the solution with the water. An acid is a substance which dissociate in aqueous solution to give hydrogen ion. H plus ion is known as the hydrogen ion. And base is a substance which dissociate in aqueous solution. Now keep in mind, in both the cases we are talking about the aqueous solution. It means when the acid is combined with the water and when the bases are combined with the water, that time we have the aqueous solution of the acid and aqueous solution of the bases. So bases was the substance which dissociate in aqueous solution to give hydroxyl ion, that is OH minus ion, and this is known as the hydroxyl. This is called the hydroxyl ion, and this one is known as the hydrogen ion. Now it is clear that when the acids react with water, it dissociate to give hydrogen ion, that is H plus ion, and when the bases react with water, it dissociate and it gives us hydroxyl ion, which is known as the OH minus. So according to the Arrhenius, the acidic properties of the substance, if we are talking about that any substance is acidic, so there will be there are some fact behind this property. So the acidic property of the substance in aqueous solution are due to the presence of the hydrogen ion, and the basic property of the substance in aqueous solution are due to the presence of the hydroxyl ion. So if any substance is acidic or any substance possesses acidic property, it means behind that property the main thing is hydrogen ion. And if substance is present the basic property, so behind that property the main concept will be, that is the dissociation of the, or that is the, we get hydroxyl ion, that is the OH negative ion. So the ionization of an acid, that is, for example, we have any acid, that is HX. This is the acid. Ionization of an acid, for example HX, in water can be represented by the given equation. For example, this is the HX is the acid and this is the aqueous solution of the acid. So when it dissociate, then we will get H plus ion plus S negative ion. H plus ion, this is the hydrogen ion, and X negative ion. When but the condition was that when it is present in the aqueous solution. So we can also represent this equation as a, for example, HX, and when we dissolve the acid in the water, so we get, this is H2 plus 1H, this is H3O plus and plus minus, this is X negative. So this H3O plus, this is known as the hydronium ion. H3O plus represent the hydronium ion. So either the acid dissociate as H plus ion or either it dissociate as the hydronium ion, that is H3O plus, that this is called the hydronium ion. Now similarly to the acid, if we are talking about the bases, for example we have any base, that is MOH, this is a base and this is a acid. So if we are talking about the base, for example we have any base NOH, and now again the condition is same, this is present as a aqueous solution, so we get M plus OH negative. And what is OH negative? This is the hydroxyl ion. This is known as the hydroxyl ion. For example, substances such as HCl, we know HCl is an acid. Nitric acid, the formula for the nitric acid is HNO3. Acetic acid, the formula for acetic acid is CH3COOH. Now let us talk about these acids. Let us take the example from these acids. For example, HCl. Now HCl, when dissociate in water, it gives H plus Cl negative. So this is the hydrogen ion we get when the acids dissociate and in the aqueous solution. Or the another example is, for example, we have HNO3. Now it dissociates. So we have H plus NO3 minus. Again, this is the hydrogen ion. So this is the main product which we get after the dissociation of the acid when it dissociate in its aqueous solution. Now there is one more acid, one more example of the acid, and that is known as the acetic acid. We know that the formula for the acetic acid is CH3COOH. This is the formula for the acetic acid. CH3COOH is the acetic acid. But the acetic acid is weak acid in comparison to the hydrochloric acid or the nitric acid. So in case of the HCl, we are using the single headed arrow. In case of HNO3, because they are the strong acid, we are using the single headed arrow. But here in case of the acetic acid, we are using the double headed arrow. Why we are using the double headed arrow? Because it is incompletely dissociated. It is a weak acid and it is incompletely dissociated. That's why we are using the double headed arrow. It means this CH3COOH is split into CH3CO negative and H plus, and in the backward direction these two combine together and we get the this acetic acid. That's why we are using here the double headed arrow. So these all are the example of the acid. And if we let's take the example of the bases, we know that one of the common bases NaOH. It is the most common base. So when the NaOH dissociate in its aqueous solution, means in presence of water, we get Na plus OH negative, and this OH negative is known as the hydroxyl ion. And because of this hydroxyl ion, this is the property of the base, that when the bases are the substance which dissociate in aqueous solution to give the hydroxyl ion, that is the OH negative. Let's take the another example, ammonium hydroxide, the NH4OH. This is the another example. Again, this is a weak base. As we know that the acids are strong acids and the acids are weak acids, similarly to this topic, the bases are strong bases as well as we have the many bases which are the weak bases. So ammonium hydroxide is one of the weak base. So when ammonium hydroxide dissociates in water, we get NH4 plus OH negative. This one. So again we get the hydroxyl ion. So these are the two type of the bases, and these HCl, HNO3, and this one is the example for the acid according to the Arrhenius concept. So acids give, it means that now if we want to define the acid and bases in a single statement, so we can say that acids give H plus ion while the bases gives OH minus ion in water. This is the main thing. Acids gives H plus ions while the bases give OH minus ions. Where? In water. This is the main concept for the this one is the main concept according to the Arrhenius theory. Now with this topic, let us discuss about the strong acids. We know that acids are of two types, strong acids, weak acid, and same as that, strong bases and weak bases. These are our four headings. So the strength of the acid or a base, the strength of a acid or a base depends upon its capacity of ionization. Means how much extent it decomposed into or it dissociate into the ions. That is called the ionization capacity to H plus ion or OH negative ion respectively. So the acids such as the HCl, HNO3 and H2SO4, which are almost completely ionized in aqueous solution, are known as the strong acids. So these are the example of the strong acids. And if we are talking about the weak acid means, for example, acetic acid, CH3COOH. This is the example for the weak acid, or HCN, hydrogen cyanide. Sorry, HCN. HCN. HCN, this is the hydrogen cyanide. This is also a weak acid. So acids such as these two are the weak acids, like hydrogen cyanide or acetic acid, which are weakly ionized in aqueous solution, are known as the weak acid. Which are completely ionized, that is called the strong acid, and acids which are ionized to a smaller extent in the aqueous solution are known as the weak acid. Now similar to that, first topic is the strong bases. So the example for the strong bases is NaOH, potassium hydroxide, that is KOH, which are almost completely ionized in aqueous solution, are called the strong bases, while the bases which are decomposed or which are ionized slightly, in the aqueous solution are known as the weak bases. And the example of the weak bases are, that is NH4OS, that is the ammonium hydroxide, slaked lime, that is CaOH whole 2, or it is slaked lime is also known as the calcium hydroxide. So these two are the example of the weak bases. Now these are all about the Arrhenius concept of the acid and bases. Now the second concept of the Arrhenius, that is for the acid and bases, are known as the Bronsted-Lowry concept. Bronsted-Lowry concept. So the Arrhenius concept of acid and bases were extended further by the Bronsted and Lowry. Bronsted and Lowry were the two scientists. The Arrhenius concept was extended by the Bronsted and Lowry. So according to the Bronsted-Lowry concept, an acid is a substance which can donate proton. Acid is a substance which can donate proton. This is proton, means H plus ion. Now here the proton word is used for the H plus ion. It is not a proton of the electron proton type. So acids are the substance which donate. This is donate a proton, whereas a base is a substance which accept a proton, that is H plus ion. So acids are the substances which donate the proton, bases are the substances which accept the proton. Now this was the definition given of the acid and bases given by Bronsted and Lowry. And in other words, the Bronsted-Lowry concept is also explained as acid is it donate a proton. So acid is a proton donor. It is a proton donor, whereas the bases are the proton acceptor, because it accepts the proton. So that's why it is also termed as a proton acceptor. Now let us take an example. For example, we have HCl. This is the example. Now HCl combined with NH3. This one is the ammonia. So according to the Bronsted-Lowry concept, acid is a substance which donate a proton. Now the proton means H plus ion, and bases are the substance which accept the proton. So this one is the base and this is the acid. So we get NH4 plus and Cl negative. Now HCl is an acid. It donates is this one, H plus ion, to this one. So it acts as a acid. It is a proton donor, and NH3 accept this proton and it become NH4 plus, and it means it is a proton acceptor. So it acts as a basis. So this was the definition of the acid and the bases. Now the main advantage of this concept, this Bronsted-Lowry concept, is that it is not restricted to the neutral molecule. It is not restricted to the neutral molecule. Rather, acids and bases can either be neutral molecule or ion. So some other example of the acid and bases are, let us discuss these example. For example, HCl. It combined with H2O. Now here HCl is a acid and H2O is a base. So we get H3O plus, this is the hydronium ion, plus Cl negative. Again here it is a reversible process, so we are using the double headed arrow. Now for example, next example is ammonia, NH4. When it combined with H2O, now what happens? This one H from here comes with this, we get H3O plus NH3. So these are the examples of the Bronsted-Lowry concept. So the acid-base reaction, when we are talking about, this is the acid and this is the base. So this is the acid-base reaction. So the acid-base reaction are regarded as the proton transfer reaction. This is the acid-base reaction. So they are regarded as a proton transfer reaction. Acid-base reactions are also regarded as a proton transfer reaction. And there are certain substances. We have a variety of substance like H2O. H2O means water. Hydrogen sulfate, HSO4 negative. Carbonic acid, HCO3 negative. This is the carbonic acid, HCO3, carbonic acid. This is hydrogen sulfate and this one is the water. H2O is the water. So there are certain substances like H2O, HSO4, HCO3 which are capable of donating as well as accepting. These three are capable of donating as well as accepting the proton. These three, there are many substances. These are the only three examples, but there are variety of examples which can donate the proton as well as which can accept the proton. And such type of substances are known as, they are known as amphoteric substances. Such type of substances are known as amphoteric substances, and we know very well, we have studied this topic earlier in our previous class, that amphoteric substances are those substances, they behaves as a acid as well as bases. Amphoteric substances are those substances which behaves as a acid as well as they behaves as the bases. Now let us check the example of the amphoteric substances. For example, as a base. This is the example when we are using the water H2O as a base. Here H2, we are talking about the H2O. So this is the example when we are using H2O as a base. For example, we have HCl. HCl is an acid. It combined with H2O, we get H3O plus Cl negative. Here it acts as an acid and H2O act as a base. This is the example where H2O act as a base. Now let us discuss another example where H2O act as an acid. This is the example where H2O act as a base. Now this is the example where the H2O act as an acid. For example, H2O, now here it act as an acid when it combined with NH3. So we get, that is OH negative plus NH4 plus. Now here in this case, when the H2O act as a base, so it accept the proton. This was the definition according to the Bronsted-Lowry, that bases accept the proton. Now here look at this case. Here the H2O act as an acid. So acids are the substances which donate the proton, now from these two H, this acid H2O donate its one hydrogen atom to NH3, and the NH3 becomes NH4. So these are the example of the amphoteric substances. Here the example is water. Water is the amphoteric substances, means it act as an acid as well as it act as an base. Now the third concept. Third concept is known as the conjugate acid base pair. This is the third third definition or third concept, conjugate acid base pair. The first one is Arrhenius, the second one is Bronsted-Lowry, and the third one is the conjugate acid base pair. So let us consider a reaction between acid and base. For example, HCl, it combined with NH3. HCl is an acid, NH3 is a base. Now when this reaction takes place, we get NH4 plus and Cl negative. This was the product when the HCl combined with NH3. Now this is the acid, this one is the base. Now this is the forward direction. This is the forward direction. In the forward direction, when HCl combined with NH3, we get NH4 plus and Cl negative. But look at this reaction in the backward direction. It means that NH3 combined with HCl, we get NH3 and HCl. This is the backward direction. Now what happened? In this case, now it is a NH4. Now when NH4 combined with HCl, what we get? We get HCl. It means NH4 donate its hydrogen atom to HCl and Cl become HCl. So here it act as an acid and it act as a base. This one, and from here we get this one. Here adds proton, and if we are this one looking this direction, it loses proton. Adds proton means here it is NH3 and here it become NH4. How it become? When it get a proton, and here it is HCl and here it becomes Cl negative. It means it loses a proton. So it is clear that HCl donates a proton. HCl donates a proton. It loses its hydrogen atom and it acts as an acid and it becomes Cl negative ion, which has a tendency to accept a proton. Now this Cl ion has a tendency to accept a proton from this one and it become HCl in the backward direction. So here it acts as a base. Similarly, NH3 accept a proton and act as a base, but it form NH4 plus ion, which has a tendency to behave as an acid. Why it behave as an acid? Because in the backward direction it loses its one hydrogen atom and it become NH3. So in other words, we can say that an acid donate a proton and become a base. An acid donate a proton and it become a base. Here it is a acid, but here it become a base. And a base accept a proton and becomes an acid. So the base formed from an acid. This is the base which is formed by this acid. So the base formed from an acid, this is the base and this is the acid. So the base formed from an acid is referred to as a conjugate base of the acid. Similarly, the acid formed by a base is known as a conjugate acid of the base. Thus, in the above example, this is the example, Cl minus is the conjugate base of acid. And which one is the acid? Acid is HCl. And NH4 plus is the conjugate acid of the base. And which one is the base? The base is NH3. So the pair of the acid and the base which are formed from each other by the gain or by the loss of the proton are known as the conjugate acid base pair. They are known as the conjugate acid base pair. Now there is one more concept of the acid that is known as the Lewis concept of acids and bases. Lewis concept of acid and bases. So according to the Lewis concept, an acid is a substance. An acid is a substance which can accept a pair of electron. Acid is a substance which accept a pair of electron, while the bases are the substance which donate a pair of electron. It means that acids are acceptor of electron pair, whereas the bases are donate the electron. They are the donor of the electron pair. Now for example, let us take an example. We have A plus B. So this is a Lewis acid. For example, this is a Lewis acid and this one is the Lewis base. So acid is a substance which accept a pair of electron. It means it accepts the pair of electron. So we get a product A, B. This one is the product. So acid is a substance which accept a pair of electron and base are the substance which donate the pair of electron. So this is the definition of the Lewis concept of the acid and the bases. So according to the Lewis concept, there are so many species which can act as a Lewis base. The first one is, if we are talking about the Lewis base. We are talking about the Lewis base. So there are so many species which act as a Lewis base. The first one is the neutral species. Neutral species having at least one lone pair of electron. Now we are talking about the lone pair. We know that there are two type of a bond pair, lone pair of electron. One is the lone pair of electron and another one is the bond pair of electron. The bond pair of electron means which take part in bonding. A lone pair of electron means which do not take part in the bonding. So the example of the neutral species which act as a Lewis base, they are the ammonia, amines, alcohols. They all are the example of the neutral species which act as a Lewis base. the formula, and Lewis base. And why they are called Lewis base? Because they contain a lone pair of electron. They all, alcohol, ammonia, amines and alcohol, they all contain the lone pair of electron. That is, this one is the NH3, this is NH2, and the example of the alcohol is, representation is ROH. This is the representation for the alcohol. And the second thing is the negatively charged species. Negatively charged. The negatively charged species. Negatively charged means anions. They are also considered as a Lewis base. For example, cyanide, Cn negative. Chloride, Cl negative. Hydroxide, OH negative. They also act as a Lewis base. Now, same as that, there are so many species which act as a, there are so many substances which act as a Lewis acid. So the first one is molecule in which the central atom has incomplete octet. Molecule in which the central atom has incomplete octet. For example, BF3, AlCl3, FeCl3. The structure for the BF3 is, this is B, F, this is F. The bonding is only with the three sides. Same as that, Al, this is Cl, Cl, Cl. So these all are the example of the Lewis acids. These are the example of the Lewis acids.